We are on our 6th game of the day. We are playing the 12U Bison's goal team. There will be potentially more games if we win this one. A long way to the road at the end. And if we lose, we are finished and it's time to go home. Starting 6, we have Natalie, Cece, Aubrey, Juliana, Lainey, and Alina. And our game is off to a start here. A little bit of a rough one. We missed that serve. It's not the best view of the game here at the back of the court, but the sidewall's all taken. Big swing from Cece in the middle. It gets us a point. Game's tied at 1. Up over the block, Aubrey gets it up with one hand and it goes back over the net. Bison's play it back at us. 3 hits and Aubrey sends it over. Free ball again. Juliana with a diving save. Lainey gets that over and in. Lots of uncontrolled bumps in that last set there. Just getting some of the nerves out of the system. Natalie back to serve here. Good serve, not received back. Ace for her. Points are 2-2 now. Ball into the net, Bisons. Vipers point, 3-2. Toss for Vipers. Ball's uncontrolled and lands out on our side. Point, Bison's tied 3-3. Underhand serve over. Juliana passes it up to Cece. Cece sets up Aubrey. Aubrey swings and it's just off her fingertips and into the net. Aubrey gets 2 hands on it and sets it over. Gets us the point. Score is tied 4-4. Nice swing, girls. Gets that over. Point for us. Good spot, Lainey. Not handled by the Bisons. Point Vipers. Score is 6-4 now. Aubrey sets that up. Lainey plays it at the net, gets it over the top of the hands of the Bisons, and a point for us. 7-4. Toss in. Cece with a back row hit. Aubrey gets her hand up there to block that. Bison's played on their side. Send it to Cece. Cece sets up Natalie in the back row. Natalie sends it flying and the Bisons can't handle it. Point Vipers, 8-4. Bisons get their toss. Just sorting out the tossing and the serving business again. So Bisons get their serve now. Score is 8-4. Looks like it was an underhand serve. It kind of came over high on the net. Girls make a play of it. 3 hits and it's hit down by Laney for a point. Natalie passes to Aubrey. Aubrey sets up Juliana. Juliana tips it and just gets it over and into the hole. Point Vipers. Ball rolls over on the just edge of the court. Elena plays it and doesn't just quite make it to her teammate. And we have a change in serve here. The score is 10-5. Aubrey with a nice jump serve. Free ball. Elena gets it up and sends it back over. Playing a little game of ping pong at the net, and we end up on the right side of things this time. 11-5 score. Bison shank that one into the net. Point Vipers. Toss Vipers. Cece sets that up to Laney. Laney sets up Juliana. Juliana pushes it back as a free ball. Bisons can't handle it. Point Vipers. Sure. 13-5 Vipers. Laney goes after that one-handed. Pushes that to the back of the court. They touch it and it was going out. Point Vipers, 14-6. Oh my goodness, and we had some weird rolls and one-handed hits and all the things. Vipers just mishandled that over the last time here and give up a point. 14-7. Laney coming back to serve. And into the net. Toss in for Bisons. They play it up. Middle hit. Juliana takes it. Elena sends it back over. Mishandled on the other side. Point Vipers. Toss in for Vipers. Aubrey passes that up to Juliana. Sets up Elena. Elena swings. Pushes that back to the middle of the court. Free ball from the middle. Juliana gets a fingertip on that and tips it over. Cece sets that up to Natalie. Natalie swings. That's a nice hit. Off the side of the Bison's hand and out of bounds. Point Vipers. 16 serving 8. Bisons Bisons get that up. Misplayed on our side. Point for Bisons. Rally coming from the middle. Gets a hand on it. Gets it over. Good spot. Juliana just barely sweeps it over the tape. Good play. Rally goes over. They called it in on the court. Point for Vipers. Bison's arguing that it was out. 18 serving 19. Or 9 rather. Juliana back to serve. Just over the tape and in. Excellent serve. Nice pass up for Aubrey. Elena sets that up. Natalie swings and puts it down on the Bison side. Point for Vipers. Score is 20-9. Elena got that up and over. It was just a tight one and they get a point out of it. 21-9. Mishandled by the Bisons. Point for Vipers. 22-9. One-handed pass, touch off the out. Bison's point. Coach toss to Bisons. Natalie sends it back as a free ball. Cece takes that. Aubrey with a one-handed hit, rolls it off the tape and up. Lands in on the other side. Point Vipers, 23-10. Elena to serve. All right, we'll take it. The ball was going out. Lainey made a play on it. Cece got her hand up and just touched it over for a tip, and it landed on one of the other players, giving us the point after it rolled out. 24-10 is the score here. Possible point. Oh, and a miss on our part. 24-11 now. Vipers get a toss. Natalie to Cece, and she sends it out. Point for Bisons. 12-24. Serve is in. Aubrey takes it, sets it up. Swing from Aubrey, cross court and down for the final point. 25-12 in that win. Set number 2 coming at you right away. A little bit of a better angle on this side of the court. We've got Tenley, Ava, Natalie, Maddie, Kirsten, and Nitty on the court this time. Nitty up to serve. Ref just climbing up the post now. Service is started. Short into the net. Point Bisons. Tenley with a nice set to Natalie. Natalie sends it down the line. Point Vipers, 2-1. Set up to the middle. Nobody at the back of the court. Calling it in just on the line. It's a little less noisy in here with the boys tournament done on the other side. Ball's called out. Point for Bisons. It's 3-2 Bisons. Missed call on the Bison side. Pushed the ball too far. Point Vipers. 3-3. Tenley up to serve here. Good serve, not handled by the Bisons. Point Vipers. Miss on the Bisons toss. Point Vipers, 5-3. Girl was tying her shoe. Coach didn't see, so toss in again. Ava plays that over the net. Tenley passes up to Ava. Ava sets up Natalie. Natalie pushes that just light over the net. Natalie tries for a one-handed play over the net, and it goes into the net. Point for Bisons. It is 5-4 for Vipers. Bisons get their turn to serve. Natalie with a nice hit from middle. Point Vipers. Nice setup. 6-4. Nice pass from Nitty to Maddie. Maddie just touches that into the net. Point Bisons. Bisons missed that hit, swinging for air. 7-5 Vipers. Ava back to serve. Nice serve, Ava. It's right back over at them. Set it up. Kirsten hits it. Free ball, girls. Be ready for the roll off the tape. Good way to get there. 4 hits on the Bison side. Point for Vipers. Didn't quite make it over on the 3rd hit. Point Bisons, 8-6 Vipers. Toss to Tenley. Tenley passes it up to Natalie. Natalie's setting up Kirsten. Kirsten swings in a nice hit over and finds empty court. Point Vipers, 9-6. Oh, short. Just about rolled over the tape. Tenley was waiting for it. Point for Vipers. 10-6. Toss to Tenley. Tenley passes up to Natalie. Natalie sets it up. Nobody home. Maddie gets there and pushes it over with a bump, and then it finds empty hands on the other side. Point Vipers. 11-5, I believe. 11-6. Miss on the Bison side. Point for Vipers. 12-6. Natalie back to serve for Vipers. Kirsten with a nice swing over the net. Picked it up by the Bisons. 4 hits on their side. Point for Vipers. Maddie back to serve. Oh, they mixed it up. Toss for Bisons. Nobody home. Kirsten moved out of the way thinking the setter was coming in for it, and Maddie wasn't there, so ball hit the floor. 13-7 for Vipers. Ava with a pass here. Maddie gets it up. Kirsten gets her hand on it sideways into the net. Point Bisons. Serve for Bisons now. And it'll be out. Point Vipers. 14-8. Kirsten with a nice touch over the net. Finds open court. Gets us a point. 15-8. Okay, Maddie's back to serve now. 15-9 for Vipers. Serve, nice and short. Misplayed on the Bison side. Vipers get the point, 16-9. Set goes wide and out. Point Vipers. Set up for Nitty. Nitty pushes that over and they off the side of her hand. Still collects us the point. 18-9. Timeout Bisons. Just joining in now, it is 18-9 for the Vipers, and Bisons have the serve. Missed serve for the Bisons, point Vipers 20-9. Toss for the Vipers here. Kirsten gets her hand on it, puts a tip over the net, point Vipers. Mishandled on the Bison side. Kirsten back to serve for Vipers. Played that into the net. Point for Vipers with an ace. Nice pass up. Tenley with a big swing, cuts across court, down from the middle, finds the back of the court for a point. Vipers. (24-9). Potential game point here. Serve for the Bisons. Underhand serve under the net, point Vipers, and that's a win. So Vipers will move on to play another game, leading us up to the semifinal of the 5th place spot. Stay tuned for another live feed in the coming hour here, or half an hour. Games are going to happen quite quick to wrap up the evening.